Well, it's kind of weird, but it got up to 60 degrees yesterday and all the snow melted. So it's supposed to get more snow this week, so I figured it's a good time to do a little maintenance on some of the tractors. So on the 8163B, I had experimented with this crappy LED headlight at some point, and it sucks. So I'm throwing it in the garbage. I just got some new 1156 bulbs to put in there, so that's our first order of business. That's no big deal. Let's see if we can get this in the hole. Then, you know, this is actually a pretty decent headlight, the old-fashioned bulb here. Even though this looks crappy, and this particular tractor with all this rust and everything, it works perfect. So, kind of a pain in the butt to get in there. All right, that should be good. The next thing we're going to do is fix the commercial 12 and the rigged up wire to the coil. So I got my assortment of terminals and my crimpers, and we'll see if we can do this right. It's a lot easier to work when the sun's out and it's not snowing and windy and dark. So yeah, I was mentioning the weather is crazy. So this morning I woke up, it was 37 degrees. It's now about 11 o'clock and the temperature is down to 22, so it's plummeting. It's supposed to go down to 2 degrees. So I figured we'd take care of this while we can. Let's see what we got. We need a ring terminal, and it's funky trying to find one that fits over the coil the right way. I think that these little ones here are too small to fit over the coil. Yeah, they're just like a hair too small. It's annoying. Like, why do they have to be that way? And this type here looks like it's way too big. So, what else do I got in here? What's this one here? I don't know. They're all pretty much the same thing. They look like a tennis racket, these little clips. So, let's try this one. So you see this old wire here that just literally the terminal end snapped off. So I'll just strip it and I'll crimp this on there and we'll see what we can do. Well, I've decided to go with this open end box type terminal here. This other one has too much play in it. So we'll go with this one and we'll put the washer over it before we put the nut on there, and I think we should be okay. So let's see what we got. Now I would much prefer to solder this wire in here, but that just ain't happening right now. Anyways, let's see if we can get this in there, and I'll put it under the washer like I was saying. By the way, something smells like mouse piss in my shed and it really is annoying. So let's see if I can get this nut on there. It's kind of working in a twilight zone back here. There we go. I totally envisioned that I dropped that nut on the floor. That would be the normal mode of operations for me. All right, we'll snug that up with a wrench and plug that old wire back onto the key and see what we got. The other thing I should do is disconnect my choke cable, but it's still on there, and if you remember, the linkage is frozen, so it's kind of screwy. And you know, some of you might have noticed this handle for the blower crank. It's homemade, and I didn't make it long enough. I don't have a brace that comes down off the handlebar for it to go in. So, like you just noticed, it had crashed on top of the carburetor. It was right on the throttle linkage. So, let's see if we can fire this pig up. Cold start, 22 degrees. Well, I guess the wire seems to work. Give it a little bit of choke. Stupid choke to go on. There we go. Thing vibrates like a you-know-what. All right, it's good. So, anyways, that's repaired. The other thing that I still need to address here is the fuel line. And some of you may recall that I built the new line here, rubber line that is. And when I did that, I didn't put any hose clamps on it. So up here and down on the fuel pump, there's no hose clamps. I don't think it's leaking, so maybe I'll just leave it for now until the spring, but should be good. Yep, should be good.